So like all bullshit aside, and my goofy antics and my shitty one-liners and my hopeful dreams of being an artist, all bullshit aside, I want some real talk tonight. I just lost another friend. I got told today that she OD'd. I'm not going to say her name, but that's 3 people that I've known and went to school with in the last 2 months that's fucking died of an overdose, whether it be heroin, fentanyl, or whatever the fuck else they're using out there. And I mean, I lost people that are still alive to drugs too, one of them which being the mother of my children. And it's fucked up. Like I myself used, I always liked my uppers and I always smoked pot, but it's sad to see some of my friends and people that I went to school with go down the roads that they're going down and went down and wound up at a dead end and wound up dead, And anyways, I'm kind of grateful that I got out of that loop. I mean, there's still a lot of shit going on and I'm still entangled, but I don't have the noose around my neck, metaphorically speaking. But it's just, at the same token, it's so sickening, it really is, to see my generation just slowly dying off, between drugs, suicide, and murder. I've lost so many people that I've loved and cared about, and what's sad is it's all over drugs and money, mostly drugs. Now I'm grateful, I got this little shit shack garage and this dilapidated home that I'm in. And I mean, I'm grateful for that. I spent my money wisely and I'm starting to accumulate things again, and if I wouldn't have found this place, I wouldn't have been able to get like the things that I have now. I have a welder again, I have a set of torches again, shit that's been stolen from me. And I think I'm reiterating myself a little bit, but I wouldn't have been, a lot of the opportunities and things I wouldn't be able to do if I didn't have this place. And it's for people to sit there, and well, they're a junkie. I get where they're coming from. There's a lot of people out here that are struggling that aren't junkies, that they struggle, and some of them, majority of them, I should say, have a drug habit. Now, it doesn't make them a bad person or anything like that. But at the same time, they have choices too. Some people just don't choose to do the things that I do, like I'm motivated. I like to work, it makes me feel good, when I can help out somebody else for fair price, whether it be patch their roof or cut the trees back or whatever it may be, and now I'm lucky. I fell into a welding job, and I'm getting paid decent now. And I'm really grateful for that, and they're a real good group of guys. But getting back to like opportunities, when you're out on the streets like that, it's tough to accumulate things that you need to better yourself and better your position. Now, it took me a long time of me sleeping in my truck, parking in my buddy's fucking driveway, doing basically free work just to stay somewhere. I did that for a long time. And it was like basically living the life of an indentured servant. And there's a lot more of that going on now. And don't get me wrong, that stuff's all fine and dandy, but it's nice to be able to call your own shots again. It's been a long time since I was able to call my own shots, almost 2 years. Now here I am I got a place where I can gather things. I can gather materials to do a job, or I can gather parts to build whatever. And now living on the road and on the streets, that it's tough. It really is. And my truck's been impounded numerous times, but some of the police, they get that, hey, this guy's struggling. This is basically his house. I mean, without a vehicle, I wouldn't be able to accomplish a lot of what I have going on. Now I understand that, I don't have a driver's license. I haven't had one for a long time. But in order for me to succeed in life, I need a vehicle, and I need to keep driving. And a lot of these people, that they don't have licenses, and I see some of these guys, they take 2 buses to go to work, and they're working, $9-10 an hour jobs, which I did, hey, and it can be mentally tasking at times, and that's when relapse happens, and I'm trying to do that, everything in my power not to let that happen again. I stumble every now and again, and I'll succumb to my weaker will, and I might partake in said unsaid whatever, but I still smoke weed, and I occasionally drink, but I don't drink heavily like I used to, because it's counterproductive of what I want to do, and it takes away from money that I could be using towards my house. Now, I still have a lot of court fines to pay that I really don't feel like I should pay, because honestly, they owe me. The corruption in Monroe is a serious thing, all the way up to the judicial level, and the doctors. My HIPAA rights were violated, along with my civil rights, But getting back to this, it's so dismal. I don't think, well, I don't know, how do I word this? I don't think that the drugs are the problem. I think that the laws that are set up is the problem. They set up the way it's set up, at the shit don't help you. These drug classes, 90% of them are bullshit. Now, I'm ordered by the court to go back to drug classes and do AA. Now, I've done AA, but now it's hard because of this COVID. Now, I never really cared for AA. I mean, I did learn quite a bit, and I met some really nice people, but for the most part, it's unneeded, And then when they put somebody in jail, some people they put in jail that really shouldn't be in jail. They should be in rehab. And then there's others that, should be in jail instead of rehab, and vice versa kind of thing. But I seriously think we need a restructuring, and we need to look at the way we treat and look at drug dealers and drug users and things. If we would just teach people the effects and the downfall of these drugs, we would be a lot better off as a society and a people. A lot of people, I've said this a couple of my other videos, I don't know if it was on Facebook or here, but if we teach people, hey, look, this is what happens, and you educate them, people are going to be a lot more apprehensive to trying whatever it may be, Now, hindsight, if I would have known everything that comes along with amphetamines, I probably wouldn't have fucked with them. But I did. So now I got that hook in my mouth for the rest of my life. It's always going to be in the back of my fucking brain. Hey, why don't we get high today? You know? But nowadays I find, and I use creatine and I use like workout supplements. Now I get more bang for my buck out of that. You know, I kind of substituted, I guess. A lot of these guys say, "Oh, you're just substituting." And in a sense, yeah, I am, you know. But I like the effects of creatine and that. Yeah, I mean, you do some of the stuff. It's like taking a hit of dope, but without all the bullshit side effects, you know, and without that fiend, and without that gotta have it mentality, you know. And with this shit, you know, with creatine and workout supplements, you know, you're bettering yourself, you know, especially if you're using them correctly, you know. And I just wish some of my other friends would find that. And I just can't afford to lose any more people, you know. It's just saddening with all this going on, and it doesn't seem like it's getting any better. I mean, people are in worse off positions than me, you know what I mean? A lot of people rag on me because I stay in a garage, you know, without running water and without basic amenities. But honestly, I'm doing a lot better now than I was last year. Year before that, I was doing pretty good. I was in Florida, but I was on and off using, you know. But now I'm to the point of, you know, where I know that it'll be a hindrance to me if I start using again. So I choose not to use. I mean, I think about it, but I choose not to. And that's where true character and your will comes into play. You know, you have to want to change. And I tried talking to some of my other friends about this, and but in reality, they don't want to change. You know, they're happy with what they got going on. And I mean, whatever. It takes some people. It takes below rock bottom to get them to realize. You know, no, I hit rock bottom so many fucking times I can't even remember. And you know, it was humbling. A lot of it though. I mean, my use compared to most others is minuscule. You know, and when I use drugs, I literally use them. There's people that use drugs and people that abuse drugs. I used drugs, you know, and it's just to see these people, you know, that come from really good families, way better families than I come from. You know, I come from a fucked up, broken home. Mom was crazy, dad was a drunk, fucking ex-military, fucking wacko. You know, took his shit out on me, and not really. He just didn't want to see what the fuck is happening to me happen to me, and he was very stern and strict. And I kind of rebelled against it, you know what I mean? But I had a really good relationship with my father and my mother for the most part. Up until the end, my mom, you know, she did what she did. But a lot of these people, you know, they got, and I come from somewhat of a poor upbringing compared to a lot of my friends that I grew up around. But, you know, and I see some of my friends and people that have passed that, you know, they had great parents. Both parents were there in their life, you know, some of them, you know, and they had great jobs, never went without, you know, lived in good neighborhoods. I kind of grew up it was a secluded neighborhood, but conditions were harsh, and you had to be kind of tough where I come from. And now I'm staying here in Detroit, and you got to be tough to live out here, and you got to know how to say no. And that ties in with your moral compass, I guess. And I know where I want to be in another year or two from now. And I'm gonna try really hard not to let any obstacle or anything hinder me from my goals. But my mind, just I'm gonna circle back to people that I've lost, and it's just I just don't know how much more or how many more it's gonna be. My graduating class, of 2005, there's only a handful of us left. And then the grades behind me and before me, same deal. There's only a couple, and I went to an alternative ed too, so the graduating classes were smaller to begin with. But now it's to the point where there's really not that many of us left. I mean, I pray that people find serenity. I found a little bit of solace, like I said, in here in this garage, and it's gotten me a lot of good opportunities, and there's more good opportunities to come. I'm hopeful, and I just wish that some people that are out there struggling right now can find their own little slice of solitude and be able to regroup and reassess themselves. Because that's what I needed, and disassociate with everyone. And that's what I've been doing. And it seems to be working. I mean, I'm a lonely motherfucker now because I've disassociated with people that don't share the same common interests as me or the same beliefs for the most part. And I really haven't found anybody that has my kind of belief. I found a few, but most of them are in California. I talk to them online and stuff. But so this all being said, I'm just trying to be a better version of me. I got a daughter in Tennessee that she needs the best version of me. And I got a couple sons in Tennessee that they need the best version of me. For them to be better, I have to be better. So I don't know if anybody can take anything from this, but if you're going through withdrawals or you're going through relapses, I'm there with you. I've been sober-ish, because like I said, I smoke weed and I'll drink occasionally. But, I mean, I've been soberish now for quite some time. No hard drugs. And I want to keep it going. And I just wish that other people could, I guess, learn from what my endeavor, my little endeavor, they can learn from it, because I've learned from it, and I'm still learning. And I take time out. I'm going to have to upload a couple videos. I seen this one from Chosen One. He goes around and he does a documentary on mainly it looks like women, but that live on the streets, working girls or whatever, that have heroin problems and heroin addiction, and they have crack addiction, and I think it's very admirable what he's got going on, because like he hooks them up with avenues to if they want help. But a lot of us and a lot of them were hopeless cases. We just come for full circle and we fail again, But I'm trying really hard not to let that happen. And shout out to Chosen One. His videos are inspirational. I really respect what he has going on. So yeah, with that, please stop, guys. Or if you don't stop, slow the fuck down. There's so much of this fentanyl shit out there now. They're putting the fentanyl, they're even putting it in the fucking weed. Not only are they putting it in cocaine now, they're putting it in heroin. It's been in heroin for a minute now. And then they're putting it in the cocaine. Now they're sprinkling it on the fucking weed. So now I'm really apprehensive and really reluctant on who I buy my weed off of. That's why I can't wait to grow again. So, just try to find your little piece of solitude and I don't know what else to say. Don't give up. Keep trying. Even if you fail, keep trying. Because in the end, it doesn't really matter. But what really matters is that you tried in the first place. So with that, just stay strong. Stay blessed. Move with peace in your heart and strength in your soul. And you won't go wrong. You know, deep down inside, you know the difference. We all do. And yeah, I mean, shout out to all the families that have lost a loved one to drugs, alcohol, or suicide. And 9 times out of 10, when it's suicide, it's because of drugs or alcohol, or lack of money, or a combination of things. But drugs usually play a part. This last year, I can't even count how many people I've lost. You know, that like we used to hang out and wrestle and, you know, and I don't want to lose any more people. I'm already alone. I can't lose any more of you guys. But just stay strong. We're all going through something. When you see that guy in the corner, give him a candy bar or give him a water. You'd be surprised at how far that goes. You know, I've had people when I was down and out, had people help me out, you know, give me food or give me water when I hadn't had any food or water in a day or two. And when somebody comes up to you and they just give that to you, you know, it's really heartwarming. So make somebody's day and give them some words of encouragement, like hang in there or be tough. You'd be surprised at how far that goes. But yeah, I'm going to end with that. You guys stay strong.